So today is June 21st, 2020, and it is International Make Music Day. And so I'm participating in a little program called This American Song. And they found me through NSAI, which is the Nashville Songwriters Association, which I'm a member of. My member rep recommended me to them. But yeah, what they did is they chose 50 songwriters and then paired them with one person from each of the 50 states to write a song about their personal stories or their life or whatever. So I don't know exactly what to expect, but I'm about to hop on a Zoom call with a woman named Carol from Delaware. And we're just gonna chat about life and see what happens. And then today I'm going to write a song based on our conversation and then share it with her later this evening. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I just got done with the Zoom meeting. It was just like 40 minutes, so nothing too crazy. And it was so fun. I really love getting to know people. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but that's really how I write songs. When I go into a co-write with other people, whether it's one other person or a couple other people, the first thing we do is just talk about our life and catch up on what's going on and what's important, what everyone's feeling, if something is weighing strongly on someone's mind, or even just like day-to-day stuff, just catching up and seeing how each other's doing. Sometimes we have an idea going into the write about something we want to write about, but sometimes songs are inspired just by those conversations at the beginning of a write. And I think that part is so important, just getting to know who you're working with and whose story you're going to be telling. And so this Zoom meeting today reminded me of that a lot, just getting to know Carol and just kind of figuring out what we have in common, because she's from Delaware. That's the state she's representing, and I've never really been to Delaware. I've driven through. When I was up in Pennsylvania playing shows in Philadelphia, I'm pretty sure we drove through Delaware, but I've never like visited or seen much of the state or anything like that. So it was interesting to hear her perspective, because she's been there for years and got married there and built a family there. Delaware is home to her, and she loves the state. And it was fun to hear her talk about how much she loves her state and how beautiful it is. And we bonded over being artists, because she's an artist too. She's a painter, and she likes to paint nature scenes, which is something that I'm obsessed with. Like, I love nature, I love being out in nature, and not only for my spiritual and mental health, and physical health, I guess, too. Just being out in nature is fun, but I'm also very, very inspired by it. Like, we talked about how when I went out to Wyoming to do the artist residency, I was so inspired by the landscapes and the nature out there, and so were the other artists who were there, the painters, the visual artists. They went and painted scenes from the environment, and then I went and wrote songs about it, because I just think nature is so beautiful and inspiring. So it was cool to bond over that, and she showed me one of her paintings. But yeah, I think I have an idea for a song. I had an idea while we were talking and kind of jotted it down, so we'll see how it goes. It should be fun. So when I was on the Zoom call with Carol, I had an idea, because she said she really wanted me to write a song about the state of Delaware, because that's who she's representing, and she was chosen for this initiative because she's been in Delaware for so long and has loved being a Delawarean, I think is how you say it, for so long. So I really wanted to honor that, and she is a painter and she said she loves to paint the marshes in Delaware, because they're on a little like peninsula. She said she loves it because the scenery is always changing, and the landscape is beautiful, but there's always something changing, like the water, or the winds blowing, the grass going one way and then another way, and having to adjust like that. And so I thought that was kind of inspiring and artsy. So I had an idea called for the song to be called Somewhere in Delaware, and I looked it up. I don't think it's a country song. I don't think anyone's written a country song called Somewhere in Delaware, according to my Google search, but I was thinking I'd go something like, somewhere in Delaware, or something like that. I don't know. I think I want the hook to be Somewhere in Delaware, and I think I want to write it about the beauty of Delaware. I'm gonna look up pictures so I know what I'm talking about a little more, and see what comes of that. So that's the update. Okay, so I was just thinking, I'm trying to keep this updated kind of with the whole writing process. Just, I don't know, maybe you guys can get some insight on how I write songs. But so I want the tagline to be Somewhere in Delaware, but I was thinking, like, what's the point? And so she told me that she paints everywhere, right? I asked what her favorite place to paint was. She said the marshes, but she'd paint in a bunch of places. And she said that she would travel out to the Southwest and really was inspired by those landscapes out there. That's kind of how I brought up Wyoming, because I think it's beautiful too. And I found it very inspiring. And she said she just loved, like, the big landscapes of the Southwest, and everything out there. So I was thinking maybe, because she also said, so she owns an art gallery in northern Delaware, which is so cool. My parents are obsessed with art, and we'd always go into local art galleries, like, ever since I was a kid. That's just been a thing in my family. So I can appreciate that. And she said that it started out with art from non-Western countries, so Asia, Africa, I think she said South America too. I just talked about Asia, of course, because I'm half Vietnamese. But yeah, so she said she did a gallery devoted to non-Western art. And so, okay, so anyway, point being, she does art everywhere, loves art from everywhere. So I was thinking maybe the hook should be no matter where I go, or I need to make this rhyme, but no matter where I go, my heart is somewhere in Delaware. Maybe. I don't know, it doesn't sound as good saying it out loud because it doesn't rhyme. I think I need to rhyme with Delaware. Maybe take me there, somewhere in Delaware. I'll figure it out. I feel pressure because the camera's rolling, but if I come up with something, I'll turn this back on. I'm back. So I'm just looking up some pictures. I just looked up, like, Delaware marshes or beaches and landscapes, and pictures are kind of inspiring me. She does I think she said impressionist, like, wait, what did she say? I'm not too well versed in art, so I don't know too much. I think she said impressionist, but everything's up for interpretation, which I think is the cool thing about art. Yeah, okay, so I'm thinking, way the wind blows and the storm rolls in, the way the wind blows and the storm rolls in, feel it in the still of the moment, in the still of the moment, feel it in the still of the moment, when the movement on the sun. I don't know, maybe some, like, a pre-chorus could be like, I feel it in, no wait, wait no, the way the wind blows and the storm rolls in, I feel it in the still of the moment, I feel less pressure. I mean, I kind of like knew I was going into this, like I had no idea what I was getting into. Like, there was no prompt or questions or whatever. Like, they're just like, you know, like, we don't want to pigeonhole you, so just ask whatever, like, find what you relate about and write about that. Like, it doesn't have to be about the state, it doesn't have to be about anything in particular, just connect with them and see what happens. So I really had no idea what to expect going into this, but when we got on the call, she said that she had listened to some of my music last night and that she really liked it. So I feel less pressure knowing that she already likes my music, so I feel like if I just stay in my vein, we'll be good. I don't feel pressured to do like anything outside of my lane, so that's good. But anyway, so a lot of times when I write songs, especially by myself, I just strum the guitar and kind of hope something comes out. I don't know, somewhere in Delaware, the idea popped into my head while we were talking. I just like the rhyme. I searched her name because she said she owned a gallery and stuff, so I was gonna like look up some of her art. She showed me one painting, but I wanted to see more to just get inspired, and so I found a little article about her that it honestly, it says everything that she actually told me in the Zoom call, which is nice. So it's just nice to see it like in writing, just about traveling and what she likes about painting outside. She said she would pull her car up to the marsh and like open the trunk, and then that was her studio, like start painting out of her trunk, the trunk of her car, which I thought was really cool. And then she said she would go back to the studio and fix things up. But just that scene, when she told me that, that's when I was like, oh, like that's what I'm gonna write the song about. It's kind of like a One Step Forward, if you remember One Step Forward. It's a song, it's a breakup song, but it's about the freedom I felt after a breakup and being able to like travel around and do what I want to do and go where the wind blows. So I kind of felt like it was that kind of vibe that I was feeling when she told me that, when she was talking about traveling and just pulling her car up to the side of the road. Like, I think that's so cool. Like, I've definitely seen people do that when I've been traveling around. Like, I think that's the coolest thing. I love watching painters and artists do their thing. But yeah, this is the process. I think I kind of like that. I'll have to go back and listen to this to figure out what melody I did for the chorus. So I was listening back to that clip of the chorus melody idea, just trying to figure out like just what I'm trying to say with the song. I need some kind of direction. But I was looking at her bio at on like a gallery website and took some quotes from her. One of the quotes was, "You take your chances working outdoors. Everything can change in a moment." But then she also said, "I find that uncertainty and the unexpected very exciting." So those are my favorite quotes from the brief article. I like that, and I can relate to that. So I'm trying to type out like maybe some words that might fit in the chorus. So I'm just typing it out on my I have a Google Doc here. I don't know, I have the melody in my head, so now I just need some words, some direction, some lyrics. This is what I have. I'm like kind of nervous to play it because I don't know if it's good. I literally just wrote this down right before I turned the camera on, but this is kind of what I took from those quotes. I may take my chances and I may born to roam, but I always come back to water dances by the coast. Call it home, you'll find me there. Somewhere in Delaware. I don't know exactly how it fits in. I need to take out where, because I already say that. So I'll always come back to. Oh wait. Always come back to where the water dances. Maybe just the water dancing. That kind of rhymes with chances. Dancing. I may take my chances, and I may be born to run. But I'll always come back to the water dancing by the I'll always come back to the water dancing by the coast. Call it home, you'll find me somewhere in Delaware, dancing by the coast. I'll call it home. Should I say by the coast, you'll find me there, somewhere in Delaware. Or by the coast, I'll call it home, you'll find me somewhere in Delaware. This is when I would ask a co-writer, like, what line do you like better? But I'm doing this by myself, so basically I just have to have a conversation back and forth with my brain, like, is this good enough? Does this make sense? Does this fit? And it drives me crazy sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to write songs by yourself, but I have to remind myself that that's literally all I did for like I started seriously writing songs when I was 16, and I didn't move to Nashville till I was 23, and I dabbled in co-writing with my friend Joe, who lived in Florida, but I never didn't do like in-person co-writes until I moved to Nashville. So I need to remember that I can do it by myself. I may run this by Joe when he gets home. He's at the gym right now. We'll see. I'll run it again. So I had to take a break for a second to walk out and walk around. I think I'm feeling stumped, just being honest. I think I'm being stumped because the songwriter in me wants this to be relatable to a lot of people, and I just I'm like, my hook is you'll find me somewhere in Delaware. I can't relate to that at all. I've never even been to Delaware, not really. And so I think that's what's stumping me right now, because I want it to be relatable. And I mean, Delaware's a really small state. I don't know, maybe a lot of people do go to Delaware, maybe it's just me, but I think I'm wanting it to be relatable to the masses, like as if the song is going to radio or something, or being released. But the whole point of this project and this initiative is just to tell people stories. I mean, gosh, I look up the email. You're supposed to write a song based on a story that came out of the interview, the video chat. Part of the initiative is the process of y'all getting to know one another. And we don't want to pigeonhole any conversations of a specific topic. A lot of some songwriting initiatives and stuff have a prompt or something like that, like the songathon thing I did. It was a prompt challenge, so I wrote to a prompt, but this one was really open-ended, and I think the biggest part of that is just to celebrate people and music. I mean, it's called This American Song. They picked one person from every state to share their story with a songwriter, me being the songwriter. And today is Make Music Day, all across the country and across the world, and I think that's the point. My job is, as the songwriter, is just to tell someone's story. Just tell one American story. It doesn't have to relate to the masses. It just needs to relate to Carol, my interviewee, the person I was talking to earlier. So I think I'm going to stop worrying about it being commercial or whatever, because that's not the point. The point is to make a song based on a conversation I had earlier with someone that I just met on Zoom. And so I'm just gonna write her story. I'm gonna make it artsy, I'm gonna make it folky. It's not gonna be commercial lyrics or commercial melody, whatever. I'm just gonna write this song for Carol and for Delaware. I am throwing away all expectations and all of my commercial thoughts and blueprints and boxes that I need to check, and just write this song for fun. Somewhere in Delaware, I need to find the part where she's talking about going to the water. That's what I want to write about. Okay. New scene. My butt started to hurt from sitting in the chair for too long, so I'm sitting on my bed now. I think I'm going to... So I went back and looked at the Zoom call. There's Carol in the corner there. I went back and looked at the Zoom call and just revisited the part where she was talking about how she would drive downstate and just drive along like the coastline until she found a good spot to stop and get out and start painting. And I took notes on I have like a Google Doc, and I took some notes on some of the stuff she was saying. But she was talking about how she can go any time of day, it's always different, and like the time of years, the marshes, like every season the marshes look different colors. And yeah, what she said that she loves is that a cloud will hide the sun and everything changes in colors, or the wind blows and the grass will go in a different direction. It's very alive and very challenging. She said, I love the fact that you have to move in an instant and redirect and change and be part of what's happening. And to me, I really like that, because it's like, it's kind of how it is with life in general, not just art. Like, you have to be present. You have to be present, you have to go with the flow, you have to stay moving, you have to stay just in the moment and stay present. And everything is ever changing. That's just life. That's just the way it is. So I really liked that. So I started writing a verse. I'm not sure yet, but I thought maybe we could set the scene of like just the whole part of like actually getting in the car. Then maybe I can expand on the whole, you know, pivoting and redirecting and changing in the next verse maybe. But this is what I have. Jump in the car with me, let's take a ride downstate. Jump in the car with me, let's take a ride downstate. Drive along the coastline till we find a perfect place to pull over to the side of the road and pop. I don't know, that sounds weird. Pop the trunk and soak it in. I don't know, I want it to sound a little different, I think, but that's kind of the direction I think I'm going in now. Check back in a sec. Everything can change just in one blink of the eye. From one thing to everything can change just in one blink of the eye. Move from one thing to the next. Redirect down. Cause when the wind blows and the storm rolls in, I feel it in. Still the moment and the movement of the sun. Everything can change, just everything can change just in one blink of the eye. Move from one thing to the next, redirect from time to time. Redirect from time to time. It's when the wind blows and the storm rolls in, I feel it. Still the moment and the movement of the sun. So, okay, I'm not set on the lyrics yet. I've just been kind of typing stuff out, but I think I might have the structure, the skeleton at least, the bones, if you will. So this is what I have so far. Jump in coastline till we find the perfect place to pull over to the side of the road. Get out, pop the trunk, soak it in, fall in love. And I take my chances. Oh, maybe born to roam, but I will always come back to the water, dancing by the coast. I call it home. You'll find me somewhere in Delaware, somewhere in Delaware. Oh. Everything can change just in one blink of the eye. Move from one thing to the next and redirect from time to time. 'Cause when the wind blows and the storm rolls in, I feel it in the still of the moment and the movement of the sun. So I take my chances. Oh, I may be born to roam, but I will always come back to the water, dancing by the coast. Call it home. You'll find me somewhere in Delaware. Oh, somewhere in Delaware. Okay, so that's something I do. So when I anytime I finish, like, kind of get relatively set on a verse and chorus, and like I have first verse, chorus, second verse, I'll just play it through once and then just see where I just hum or play whatever I feel is right when the bridge comes, because I love a good bridge. I think a bridge can make a good song great and a great song even better. So I love having a bridge in a song. It's one of my favorite parts of songs. So yeah, ooh, the train's rolling in. But yeah, I just kind of play whatever I feel like. What should happen here? Should it be a breakdown? Should it be powerful? Should it be big? So yeah, when I was playing through just then, that was the first time I'd ever gotten to that point in the song. That was the first time I'd played it through. So that's kind of what I'm thinking the bridge should be. I'm gonna run this tape back and put some words to it. I had to take a little break to mindlessly scroll on the internet. I don't know, sometimes taking a break helps me get my mind square and not, running in too many directions, but I'd go anyway. I think I have something, I don't know if I'm set on the lyrics or the message yet, but I'm gonna play it for you guys. Let me put this on a laptop where I can see it. This is, I would say, this is the point where I play it through, listen back to it, sit on it for a little bit, and just see if I can come up with anything better. Maybe play it for someone, see if it makes sense for an outsider. So I'll do that in a second, but I think this is, I just want to get this down so I have a copy of the rough draft of a song. Usually I would just record it to my voice memos, but I'm recording it here for you guys, so. I'd go anywhere if you are there. Take me somewhere in Delaware. Oh, I may take my chances. Something like that. I kind of made up the bridge on the spot, but okay. So I pretty much have the main structure of the song that I just played for you guys, and Loretta's very, very curious. as to what's happening right now. But whenever I finish a song that I just write by myself, it's kind of nice to get an outside opinion. And Joe,
shout out,
has been that for me for like the past 10 years. I mean, even before we lived together in Nashville, I would finish a song I wrote by myself and email it to him and see what he thought. So it's kind of nice to just get another songwriter's opinion on just A, if it makes sense, B, if it's missing anything, C, if, there's some key thing that would make it 10 times better. So I'm going to play the song for Joe. He hasn't heard it yet. And he's going to tell me his honest opinion. No, it's called Somewhere in Delaware.
You should tell them my joke.
What joke?
Delaware, Dover there.
Oh, that's his joke.
Dover's the capital of Delaware. You didn't know, so.
Delaware?
Dover there.
Okay, so tell me if it makes sense or if I'm missing something.
Okay.
I forgot the melody at the end, but it was supposed to be the same as before the bridge. Also, not said on the bridge melody. I just made that up.
It's nice. It's catchy. Just not feeling the last line of the chorus.
Where?
Just, you'll find me somewhere in Delaware.
Like the words or the lyric? I mean the melody.
I think the words. Just because, I don't know, to me it just comes out of nowhere. It's, it rhymes itself.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, what's Delaware's nickname? The first state or something?
Mm-hmm.
So much of it, like, you bring me to like my first state of grace, or you bring me to like my first state of something.
Well, because State of Grace is already a song.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a religious song?
No. It's the first song off of Taylor Swift's Red album. So you might say it's a religious song to some.
Oh yeah, you do love and worship Taylor Swift's everything. You are.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean?
Well, I started with that with the title and tried to write to it, but I don't know if it makes sense.
It being the last line in the bridge could still be like make it the title,
Not in country music, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Oh, no.
Not really. I mean, it's not a country song.
But it's catchy. I like the melody. The words are cool. It's painting a picture for me, each verse. And the chorus, but just, I don't know. The last line of the chorus wasn't ringing to me. I don't know if it's just because, how hard the R is to end for the rhyme or something.
It's like the way it sounds that you don't like?
Yeah, I think so.
So it's not what I'm saying. It's the way it sounds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like...
Could I call home and find me somewhere in Delaware? I don't know why it just doesn't... I don't know why I don't feel it.
Where?
Somewhere in Delaware. Because, oh, man, I love I love how the lines end for the rest of the chorus.
Everything except the title.
I don't know.
And the hook line.
I don't know.
That's interesting. Okay. I wonder if I need to change the melody or the words. Somewhere in Delaware.
You're about to write an anthem for a state.
Oh,
you know that.
That's a lot of pressure. There's got to be better songs about Delaware out there.
This is really good, though. I could see it being in the Come to Delaware commercial that they put on TV or the radio, in the background, B-roll footage, just someone driving along the coast, driving to Pennsylvania, maybe past Joe Biden's house, who knows?
Yeah, like what we did.
You know what we did?
We did that a couple of years ago when we were playing in Philly.
We had to drive through the part of Delaware that hooks so that we could get to Kennett Square.
The mushroom capital of the world, where we were staying. Okay, well that was Joe's take on it, which I always like hearing other people's opinions, so I will work on it and see what happens. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
Okay, so Joe and I were discussing what we talked about earlier, and I was telling him that I was having a crisis over the line. It's in a previous clip where I didn't know if people would relate to calling Delaware home, and I was having a crisis over it because I wanted, my songwriter brain thinks commercial, make it commercial, make it relatable, and that part wasn't hitting for me. But then Joe said, oh God, oops, yep, there he is. What'd you say, Joe?
I'm from Florida. So what is the line?
By the coast, I call it home.
Yeah, I felt that because I'm from Florida. I live 15 minutes from the beach. So even though it's about Delaware, I was still thinking of the beach back home. So
Yeah.
I was telling her that if it wasn't just about Delaware, people could feel this. If like Somewhere in Delaware wasn't even in the song, so many people could relate to it.
The rest of the song would still make sense even if I took out Somewhere in Delaware, because the rest of the song isn't necessarily specific to Delaware, necessarily. I mean, it is, like, in context of the conversation in the song, but it doesn't have to be.
No, and that's what I like about it.
So, we might change the name of the song. Alright, guys. I think I finished it. Also, it's been raining all day and the sun finally came out, so it's like blinding on my face. But I think I have it. It's like an hour until I'm supposed to get on the second Zoom call to play the song for Carol, and I'm kind of nervous. I'm a perfectionist, so I just like having things to be perfect, and it was a challenge. I mean, it usually doesn't take me very long to write a song. I don't know if I'll put in the timestamps, but it really only took me like an hour or two to write kind of what I had. But it's really just like nailing it down and making sure it sounds right and it makes sense and it's relatable and all that stuff, all the stuff that makes me nervous about being a songwriter. It's like, I don't know. I feel like writing a song is one thing, but playing it for people is a whole different ballgame. It's like, how do you even know if your song is good or not until you play it for other people and then they tell you and they react. They either clap or they don't. They either listen or they don't. And so I feel like that's like a strong determinant of a good song or not, is the crowd reaction, like how people relate to it, etc. Because I can write a song and like I can, in my biased opinion, like think it's good or whatever, but this is the nerve-wracking part. So I'm gonna do maybe my final take on the song before I play it for Carol. I took a long break. I think the last time I checked in was at like 2 maybe, and it's almost 5 now. I took a break after Joe told me that my hook line didn't hit.
She's not gonna catch this fish with that hook.
Which was like the title and everything. I like had a crisis. I keep saying I have a crisis. I'm not really having a crisis. It's just like my brain is going 100 miles per hour. Like, what should I say instead? Like, what makes more sense? And I just decided to put the song aside, eat some lunch, call a friend, live a normal life for a second, and not, be constantly thinking about the song, and come back to it. And I decided I'm going to keep Somewhere in Delaware in the hook, or in the bridge, sorry, like Joe suggested, and still call it Somewhere in Delaware, but change the last line of the chorus. So I found out that I looked up online. Delaware is unofficially nicknamed the Diamond State. I think because Thomas Jefferson called it a jewel or something. I don't know. I feel like that story's wrong. Oh, Loretta. That was really scary. According to legend, Jefferson described Delaware as a jewel among states due to its strategic location on the eastern seaboard. So there's that. But anyway, so I guess if it's known as the Diamond State, that's what I'm referencing in the last line. Because I felt like referencing the first state was just kind of boring. Like, I had some other lines on here. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see. But, like, I brainstormed a bunch. It was like, in the first state I've called home, or the first state of mind I've known. I don't know, I just felt like referencing the first state was kind of, it didn't hit for me either. It was just kind of boring in my opinion. So anyway, this is what I came up with. Here's my new chorus. I'm like, oh, I may take my chances. Oh, I may be born to roam, but I will always come back to the water, dancing by the coast. I call it home, where the sun shines on diamond skies. Diamond skies. new hook line, where the sun shines on diamond skies. I was just trying to make it something cool that other people could relate to, but of course the D in diamond is capitalized because it's the diamond state, so let that be noted. And I'm keeping the bridge the same, so yeah. I'm really nervous. Okay, I need to go create a Zoom link for Carol. Alright, well, it's 10 till. I'm really nervous and very excited too. I'm really excited to share this with Carol and see what she thinks about my little song about Delaware. So I'm just gonna practice it. So hopefully I don't mess up live on the Zoom call.
Was it fun?
Yeah, it was really fun. So what I was most inspired by when we were talking was how you really love Delaware and like the whole state. And I mean, you've been there all these years, but you keep coming back to like the marshes to paint and stuff like that. And you've traveled all over, but still this is like the place that you love to paint and paint the most. And so that was like the inspiration behind the song.
Oh, good.
I guess I'll play it for you if you're ready.
I am.
Okay. It's called Somewhere in Delaware.
Love it.
Really?
Love it.
Thank you.
Just beautiful. So beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
It's wonderful. I wish I could have a recording of it.
Okay, so I just played the song for Carol and she loved it. It went really well, and I'm really thankful. I'm just glad she liked it because she was really like the one person who I wanted to like this song. I mean, I hope everyone likes it, but it's about her story or inspired by her story, so I was really hoping that she likes it or that she would like it, but she did. So yeah, this is the final product from Make Music Day and This American Song initiative that I feel really lucky to be a part of. And I can't wait to hear everyone else's songs. There should be 50 by the end of the day today, so some of them written by my friends here in Nashville, so that's really exciting. But yeah, this is Somewhere in Delaware. Jump in the car with me, let's take a ride downstate. Drive along the coastline till we find the perfect place to pull over. Watch the sunset across the sky. Yeah, it's picture perfect. Let me paint what I see in your eyes. Oh, I may take my chances. Oh, I may be born to roam, but I will always come back to the water dancing by the coast. I call it home, where the sun shines on diamond skies. Everything can change even in one blink of an eye. We move from one thing to the next and redirect to stay alive. But when the wind blows or a storm starts rolling by, I feel you in the still of the moment, and I know I'll be alright. Oh, I may take my chances. Oh, I may be born to roam, Wow, we made it through after like 20 takes of everything going wrong. Well, guys, I guess I'll sign off here. Overall, really great experience. I'm so thankful. Like, big shout out to NSAI for getting me connected with the folks running Make Music Day and This American Song. This was such a fun experience. I really enjoyed getting to know Carol and hearing her story and relating to things like traveling and art galleries and just the beauty of nature. I've always been super inspired by nature, and so it was really fun to write this song inspired by Carol's story, and I'm so thankful. To Matt Fox and everyone at This American Song and my NSAI rep Leah, thank you guys. This was really fun, and to everyone watching, I hope you enjoyed. And it's Make Music Day. Well, it's Make Music Day now. I'm surely not posting this whole video on the 21st because I got a lot of editing to do, but I hope everyone made music today, and even if you don't usually make music, I hope you try. Even as a hobby, it's super fun. Learn to play an instrument, try to write a song. It's worth it. Bye, guys.